Hello, we are Team Tonts. Thank you for allowing us to work with your company, your medical devices. Our purpose as a team is to identify the problems that the company is having, also to find a solution to these problems to make the company work.
So first, we're gonna introduce how we're gonna go through the analysis. First, we're gonna go through the business structure of the company. We're gonna present the team in this business structure. We're gonna show who works in the company, what they do, and after we're gonna analyze a little bit of the structure and what we believe they could do better and what is not working in the company. Later, we're gonna go through the financial structure. Also, we're gonna analyze it. We're gonna say what we believe they're doing well, why we believe they could change and improve. After that, we're gonna go through the fraud triangle in the company and out the company. First, we're gonna explain what the fraud triangle is, and then we're gonna explain how is the fraud triangle working in the company. The fraud triangle includes three main components that are opportunity, incentive, and rationalization, which we're gonna go through each one of them in the company, and we're gonna explain what they are. Later on, we're going to finalize with the recommendations that we believe could improve the company a lot and help them succeed.
First, we're going to present the team and meet the team. We have Dr. Yor, that is the founder of Your Medical Devices, and she's also the active CEO of the company. Then we also have the board of directors, that is composed of 3 people. Then we have Ms. Ladder, that is the head of accounting, and she's not really happy with the situation of the company. Then we have Mr. Ark, that is the active CEO and former human resources. And finally, we have Ms. Reyes, that is the head of the purchasing and quality department.
Business structure evaluation. Your Medical Devices has a business structure that consists of designing, manufacturing, and distributing medical devices. They specialize in orthopedic implants and myoelectrical limb prosthetics. Right now, the company is going through a hard time in their organizational status. They are lacking an official CFO, and that's why they have decided to put Mr. Ark, who was the head of the human resources part of the company, which is really a really important part, and now has no one there, as the CFO of the company. Right now, because of that, Mr. Ark doesn't know well how to do the job as a CFO because he was in charge of human resources, and as a financial person, he is not well qualified to do his job for the company. That's why many of the departments of the company are not happy with the situation and are actually struggling a lot with the whole situation.
Now we're going to continue the financial structure. First, we have a resource distribution. So after a report of FDA in 2018, the company decided to take more resources on their ankle prostheses. With that, the ankle prosthesis is 65% of the company's revenue. That's why it was so important to make this distribution on that part of the company. With this, what happened is that after 2 years, in 2020, the company has lost their active, that was the former CFO of the company, and they have to put Ms. Ark in charge of this. Mr. Ark, has a lot of problems with legal doubts and financial doubts doing the 2020 financial statements. With this, we start with the lack of employees. Without having an active CFO that is qualified for this job, on the part of the accountant, they lost 2 employees that went to the purchasing and quality control department. With this, Ms. Ladder, that is the head of the accounting department, is 6 months behind on the bank reconciliation. What this means is that these problems affecting the balance sheet, that it's also affecting the financial statements for 2020. Also, Ms. Reyes is the new head of the purchasing and quality control department. What means that she established new regulations that also changed the checking account and made this balance sheet also change. With all these problems, all the balance sheets are being affected, the check accounts and everything, what means that are making more problems to make the 2020 financial statements.
Now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the fraud triangle. First, we're gonna explain what the fraud triangle is. The fraud triangle is a model for explaining the factors that cause someone to commit occupational fraud. The triangle has three main components that, if they are together, they lead to fraudulent behavior. We're gonna apply the fraud triangle in this analysis to understand better what's going on in the company. First, we're going to talk about the components of the fraud triangle. We have opportunity, which are the circumstances that allow the fraud to occur. Then we have incentive, that refers to the mindset of someone going to commit a fraud. And then we have rationalization, that is the justification of someone for committing a fraud. The fraud triangle in medical devices, we identify that the fraud is in the purchasing and quality department. We believe that the fraud is committed by Mrs. Reyes because we realize that her department is doing way better than all the other departments of the company, and the company is really struggling. We also figure out that she had the opportunity to make the fraud because of the change of CFO, and that now is Mr. Ark. And we realize that because there are issues with the billing going out, and she's kind of in charge of checking and everything, and her department is doing well, we believe that the problem is in there. Also, there's many incentives that go towards her department and her situation. Perceive opportunity to commit fraud. Mrs. Reyes has opportunity, as we said before. Now that the company is in complete chaos, it's a great opportunity for someone to change the billing of the company, change providers, or use the change of a CFO as an advantage, because he doesn't know well how to do his job as CFO. So as I said before, she takes this opportunity to change the things that for her convenience in her department. Possible and shareable financial need. This is an incentive. We identify two main incentives that can cause Mrs. Reyes to commit fraud. The first one is how she incentivized employees from other departments, as she did for the Department of Business later in accountant, and take them to her own department to improve her own department of purchasing and quality. The other main incentive is her own personal reasons of greed and desire of money and success, because as we said before, her department is the only one that right now is doing well in the company, and all the other departments are in complete chaos. Finally, we have the possible rationalization of fraud. We realize the company is going, Mrs. Reyes realized the company is going through a bad time, so to justify this, she makes changes that will improve her department alone instead of the whole company. She realized that Mr. Ark as CFO doesn't know well how to do his job, and also he's going through a hard time personally because his son has some health issues. So she takes this opportunity and make it to improve her own department. She uses the situation just to get her own better situation instead of the whole company, as I said before.
Now we're looking for the recommendations that our team thinks can make the company grow and be better. First, we're going to start with the company restructuration. So first of all, without having a CFO that is capable of his job and he has a lot of doubts, the first thing the company should do is hire a new CFO that has experience working with a team and can control the financial part of the company. So with this, we will solve a lot of problems that are making, for example, the accountant department and the purchasing and quality department have some not a good relation because the change of employees and everything. And we also solve the problem with the legal doubts and financial doubts that Mr. Ark was having to make the 2020 financial statements. Second of all, like, we're gonna go for the purchase and quality control. What this means is that with the new things that Ms. Reyes is putting on this department, it changed the providers and it also changed maybe the price of the products, the quality of the products. So in our opinion, we think that there should be a control and a report every single month to the CFO of the company saying how, like, a control with the history of prices, how the new prices are gonna be, if there was a change on the products or anything, to keep the quality of the company and the quality of the products on the same pace. Then we have an invoicing control. Without a good management of the company, this what can mean that the company is losing time and wasting money. For this, we think that the first thing we should do is to create invoicing control that, first of all, we should change and verify if the software of the company is the right one to don't waste time and money. Finally, we think the monthly reports. So all the departments should go once a month with the CFO to report all their parts. With this, we will solve all the financial problems of the company. And we will also solve the doubts that Dr. Ure has to help the charity, because this is one of the most important parts for her, to know how much money can the company spend on charity.
Thank you very much. Any questions, feel free to contact us.